Before we start the net, are there any priority or emergency traffic? Just a small advice to all stations who are listening. Please do not connect directly to me, as it will disconnect me from the net. Thank you very much. I would like to thank the repeater trustees, both repeaters, 9H-1DMR-L-R and 9H-1UHF-R, for providing this service and linking both repeaters together. Pause. Sorry about the local QRM. I greet you all. Very good evening to you all. And I would like also to thank the person. Unfortunately, my Braille copy of the usual speech is not present at the moment. I've tried to find it, but I didn't find it yet. So also, I would like to thank the person who is broadcasting this net on YouTube. Pause. With that, I would like to start taking in check-ins. Give me just a second here. The voice you can hear in the background is my voice synthesizer, so don't take any notice of that. I would start with check-ins from the UHF or DMR. UHF or DMR. I have already G0BIA who checked in. I hope he's still checking. He's still there. And I'm starting to take check-ins as of now. Please state your name and also call sign. Twice in phonetic.
Oh, Charlie, G3TZM Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike. Name is Bill, Bravo India Lima Lima.
Good evening.
Francis, you were stepped on. I think is it 9H5 Fox Mike? Is that correct?
Correct. Do you heard my message? Do you heard my message? Do you heard my call sign?
Yes, I acknowledge, Francis. Any more check-ins, please, for the 9H-Ham GlobalNet, 9H-1FBS net control.
3 Tango Zulu Mike, Bill.
Copied and understood, Bill.
This is WB4 PVT, Charlie.
Golf Zero Bravo India Alpha, good evening.
I acknowledge WB4 PVT and also G0BIA. More check-ins, please.
One Super Fox, operator Stephen. Good evening, Charlie.
Stephen. I would like to take check-ins from the internet. Anybody on Echolink or Echolink, I think. 9H-1FBS standing by. Okay, so far, so good. Very good evening to you all. And of course, thank you for joining us for this net on St. Patrick's Day, the 17th of March. I remember when I was young, used to live in San Francisco, we used to have a big parade on this day, and we used to try to attend. Okay. Well, actually, I have G0BIA twice because we checked in before. So I'm going to start with you, Ian, and maybe you could give us some conversation from your side. I'm sorry about the background noise. If you can hear the traffic where I am now, it's a bit more noisy than where I used to be. So, over to you in G0BIA, 9H-1FBS.
9H-1FBS, Charles. Good evening, Charles. 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha, hello Anthony. Whiskey Bravo 4, Papa Victor Tango, hello Charles. And Golf 3, Tango Zulu Mike, Bill, nice to see you there. And nice to hear Sierra Fox as well. Nothing much really to report from the UK. We're both okay. We keep taking the tablets, as they say. As you get younger, it gets exciting, but not too bad. Working on 2 computers at the moment, making them both mirror image of each other, so that they'll both work my ICOM 7300. So that keeps me going. I lost one completely. The motherboard died, so it's a question of a recovery session at the moment. When I'm not doing other domestic chores like starting to cut the grass because spring is coming through, the bulbs are coming through. We've had some beautiful weather up here on the northeast of England, on the coast, this last couple of days. Blue skies, a little sharp wind, but around about 10 or 11 degrees. Now see KD9 Tango Quebec Hotel has just signed into Echolink, so good evening to Bob. Not much else to say, Charles. I'll wait for me next time round and then I'll disappear. 9SL1 Fox Bravo Sierra, net control G0BIA.
Yeah, okay, very good. Very good copy, no problem at all. There is some crackling in the background there, but it seems to be okay. I heard you and understood you. Next up is Bill, G3TZM. Take it away.
Yeah, fine. 9H-1FBS from G3TZM, Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Long time no see for some. And everything's okay here. Margaret is recovering okay. 4 weeks today she had her operation, and we've been out today for lunch into the local town, Solihull, 3 miles away, by bus. So that was very good. And last weekend I had a bash in the Commonwealth contest and managed to work Ivan Privitera and John Cicluna on 9H6 Alpha, plus an old contact of mine, G3VYI, who was signing 9 Hotel 6 Yankee India on Gozo. So had a bit of fun on the contest. We also had the Flying Scotsman Loco here on Sunday. A friend of mine, a good mate of mine, was actually driving the Scotsman, and the diesel on the back was being driven by another good mate of mine. So we had 2 drivers, and then 2 of the passengers on the train used to live across the road from here. So a lot of excitement in the last week or so. 9H-1FBS, G3TZM.
Very good, Bill. That's excellent. And it's nice that you're having fun, too. I am. I would like to pause for a moment and see if there are any mobile stations listening in. or wanting to make a transmission, 9H-1FBS.
(9H-5) Bravo Zulu Maritime Mobile inselmilkom jekk qed tismawni dan huwa 9H-5 BZ over.
9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Kont mobile ta' ftilu mesta dil-minuta għaddi kam wasalt l-ura. So, għamil check-in issa. Thank you, Jerry. Sorry, Charlie. Tal-net fil-lum.
Okay.
9H-9R.
Very, very good, Anthony. And also, I'm going to try and take first the Maritime Mobile Station. I would like to give priority to him, and I forgot your name, which is naughty. 9H-5BZ, Maritime Mobile, 9H-1FBS. Go ahead. In English, please.
Okay, 9H-5BZ returning. Actually, I'm Maritime Mobile because I am actually right now on Gozo ferry, traveling, crossing back to Gozo. I visited my mom in Cospicua in the afternoon. I then went to Valletta for a small walk. It was literally cold. I just went to the upper barracca, took some pictures. It was beautiful, but people were just running out, and some bars were opened, especially close to a Burj de Castile. There was a night life band, and it was beautiful. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello to all of you, especially people who are living abroad. And yeah, I'm in my car right now, and I decided to open the Echo link because I remembered that there is the net. So I'll pass back to you, Charlie. Microphone back to you. This is 9H-5BZ Maritime Mobile.
Dion, I copied all of it, no problem at all. Now it is Francis' turn. Very, very nice. Yes, it was rather cool in the afternoon, so maybe we'll get a good weather report. 9H-5FM, 9H-1FBS, go ahead. FM, go ahead.
The foreign news about the problem.
Well, I'll come back to you later. WB4, PVT, Charlie, go ahead.
W4 PVT, looks like it's only about 5 more days and I will be there in Malta. Still going through all the paperwork and getting things ready, figuring out what I can carry on the plane, what I can't carry on. It's a bit of a fiasco. I will be somewhat glad when I get there and I can relax. Other than that, not too much going on here. By the way, I'm 75 years old, and I managed to, last week, took my 5th degree green belt test in karate. It started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we got out of there at 4:30, and they had you doing something the whole time. So I survived it, and I'm pretty happy about that, mostly because of my health, that I'm able to do such a thing. It was something I've always wanted to do all my life and wasn't able to. And hope to visit the radio clubs there in Malta, and also maybe one of the dojos there to see how the karate is done over there in Malta. I believe amateur radio is at the top of the list, though. My daughter is very excited. She's been doing a lot of the paperwork for me. She'll be coming with me. And we've had some glitches, but she's got everything worked out, and we're all just looking at our luggage, getting ready to pack everything and head on to Malta. 73s, this is WB4 PBT.
On Monday, am I correct?
I ship out. We leave here at 6 o'clock in the evening Monday, arrive at 1:03 Tuesday in Malta.
Okay. As far as I can see here, you're just going to skip the cold spell. We're going to have a cold spell this weekend, going down to 3 degrees centigrade. That will be, let's see, 32, 34, about 36 degrees Fahrenheit, which is no new thing for you. But sometimes it does get cold in Malta. Let me try Francis again and see if he can make a transmission. 9H-5 FM, 9H-1 FBS with D, 9 Hotel GlobalNet. Well, we'll do it again later. Let's pass it over to Steve. Steve, hope you're okay, and hope that everything is okay on your side. Maybe you can tell us something about what you've been doing lately. So you're going to have a United States guest in your club. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Okay, 9 Hotel 1 FBS, 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Fox. Okay, Charlie, Francis has got some problems there. He cannot open up the repeater this evening, so that's why you cannot hear him this evening. At the moment here on Jitsi, there's myself, 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Fox, 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Mike, 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, and also 9 Hotel 1 Mike Delta on Jitsi this evening so far. Okay, Charles, nothing much today. I stayed indoors. The partner had a bad back. Suffering a bad back, so I stayed at home today. So I've done a bit of work downstairs in the garage, in the workshop, and up here on the computer. So that's about it at the moment, Charles. And okay, yes, about everything else that's going on at the present time. So I'll pass the microphone back to you, and good evening to everybody. 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo. This is 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Fox. Microphone back to you.
Uh-oh. I'm Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. Steve, just for information, because, you know, Charlie's here, and he said he's going to visit the clubs. Is the club Atom Tarfa opening? And I think he knows what time and all the rest, you know, but is it now opening to the public? Go ahead.
Yes, Charlie, it's been open for some time now, yes, and also Charles knows about the times and everything else. I've already been in contact with him, just waiting for him to get in contact with me again there. So, yes, it is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at the moment. It is open. So, yeah. Okay, microphone back to you, Charles.
Well, one of these days we might get together and organize something so I could come up there. I could grab a bus and come, you know. So if the bus stop is not too far away and I know the name, I'll definitely try to be there. But I'm still a bit on the unpacking side here. I don't know if you guys know, but I have moved from one place to another in Sliema. I'm now presently at the old, what is called the old QTH, and we have quite a good amount of fixing to do in this place. So I'm going to be busy trying to get people to do the work that needs to be done. That's enough from me. I'll pass it over to Anthony, and then we'll take more check-ins. 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha 9H-1FBS.
(9H-1FBS) not control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yeah, I had to be a bit late today because I was somewhere else when the net started. I was mobile actually, but now I just arrived home about 2 or 3 minutes ago. I'd like to welcome everybody, and I'd also like to thank my son, Jean-Paul, who volunteered to start off the YouTube streaming. So since I wasn't going to be home, so he did the sort of echo link connection and switch on the YouTube stream, whatever, coordinated with the net controller. And I really appreciate that. He's 16 years old. And, well, now I'm back home and he's playing a game on this computer and I've taken over. Yeah, it's been a fairly nice week, but we have some predictions of very cold weather this weekend. Apparently very high winds too. Otherwise things have been pretty normal and sort of baseline. I don't think I have any much more to say at this stage. So I'll pass on back to net control. 9 Hotel 1 FPS. This is 9 Hotel 5 F8.
Yeah, I heard that too, Anthony, that there's going to be cold weather during the weekend. So I'll change my bathing suit into the usual coat or jacket or something like that. So we are now at the end of the list. I'm going to stand by for more check-ins. Please, your name and your call sign in phonetics. Thank you. 9H-1FBS, net control for the 9H-Ham GlobalNet. I wonder where N7EPW is. He did check 15 minutes before the net to see if I'm still alive and able to take the net. And again, I would like to take the occasion to thank Jean-Paul, for making the connection. I'm very, very sorry about the background, if you can hear it on traffic, but this street is really busy. So, I'm now going to take check-ins anywhere, anyone, please go ahead and give your call sign and name.
Delta 9 Tango Quebec Hotel. Name is Bob. Bravo, Oscar Bravo.
Yeah, the 9 station, I'm very sorry, but there was a sort of a big horn going on here. my shack is right next to the street, so can you do it again, Bob? I did copy Bob, but I did not copy the call sign. Go ahead.
Roger that, Charles. It's Kilo Delta 9 Tango Quebec Hotel, KD9 TQH.
Very good. Anyone else? So, as you've just checked in, maybe you can tell us something about yourself. I'm Charles, living in Slima, Sugar Lima, India Echo Mike Alpha, which is a seaside town on the island of Malta. Go ahead with whatever you would like to say, Bob.
Roger that, Charles. Live in Fishers, Indiana, just outside Indianapolis. A beautiful spring day, a little before 3:30 in the afternoon local time, 22 degrees Celsius. Probably the prettiest day we've had in the entire year. But saw the net was kind of advertised on the Freestar Facebook page, so thought I'd check in, see how everybody was doing. And a very good afternoon to all. And I will go ahead and leave it at that. I don't have any other real traffic, but just thought I'd check in and see how it was going with everyone. KD9 TQH, back to net control.
Well, the net meets every 2 weeks, and of course we're going to change time, so it's going to be moved. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. It will be announced, and it will remain on the local time, but local time will be, I think, 1 hour earlier or later. I don't know. I always get mixed up when this thing happens. I hope that someday, somebody would do something to keep the time as it is. HI. Thank you very much for joining us, and you're welcome to join in on subsequent nets. Are there any more comments for the net tonight, 9H-1FBS? By the way, the time here in Malta is 27 minutes past 8 in the evening. I'm going to leave it open. Okay. Well, it seems that nobody has anything to say. We're all dried up, including me. I wish you all a very good evening. I'm just going to pause another time for check-ins, any check-ins. I would like to thank everybody who is on Jitsi, who's listening also on YouTube, and also the people who are joining us here on either DMR or UHF. And I would also like to thank the people who are responsible for this thing to happen every 2 weeks. So far, so good. It's been happening, and we're enjoying it. I enjoy it every time I come. Today we didn't have any hitches with this net controller, so I think I'm getting better at this. So, just one more time, for the last time. Any more check-ins?
Nine until 5. Sorry, Charles. I'm messing myself up here. It's Ian. G0BIA. I'd just like to ask Sugar Fox what time the club opens at Intarfa on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thank you.
Malta in the coming week. That is something which is obviously something good, and we need to obviously give the opportunity, especially clubs, to be available to such tourism, as because we are one of the people that we do communicate on HF with USA citizens, and I'm one of them. So I hope that he will enjoy this day in Malta. Definitely he will obviously enjoy if he is coming for the first time. Anyway, I'm still in the boat on the ferry crossing to Gozo Island. The sea has been a bit rough because it's very windy right now, and I decided to cross over because I don't want to get stuck here in Malta. So I prefer to get back into Gozo Island. Thanks for this opportunity to have a word with you all. Definitely keep this in mind, even though it has nothing to do with the subject. But at the moment, without going into any controversy about what's happening around us, especially around Europe, we pray for peace. We know people are suffering right now all over the world, especially close neighbors, and we need to keep this in mind that at the moment there might be children left alone or parents, in difficult times, and obviously we need to remember those who lost lives, innocent people, and always pray for peace. Our aim of Radio Amateur is friendship. From friendship we can make a difference to all the world, especially on HF. I make it a point to build the bridges, to make friends, and to keep this hobby as spirit of friendship as it can. 73 from my side, sorry I took it longer, and 99% we are back in Imjar Harbor. 73 to you all, guys. Good night to you. Charlie, Mike, back to you. 9H1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. This is 9H5 BZ Maritime Mobile. Bye-bye.
Okay, Dion. Well, actually, Ian G0BIA asked Steve a question, so I'm going to pass it over to Steve. You have a good night, Dion. Nice name, huh? And I'll pass it over to Steve to answer his question. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he asked you what the times of the clubs are on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay.
Fox 9H1 Fox Bravo Sugar.
As they were before, and on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 9 till 1 o'clock. On the weather, and depending on how many people are there, and when we have finished what we are doing there. So that is at the present time, and depending again on the situation here with the COVID also, because we have to be careful again. Now the numbers are going up again. Also, we have to be careful again what we can do. That answers the question. Microphone back to you, Charles. 9 Hotel 1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra. 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Fox.
So it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Is that correct, Steve? Did I get that correctly?
QSL, Charles, QSL, and again, like I said, depending on the amount of people at the club, and depending on the weather. Because if the weather is going to be like 4-7, 4-8 on Saturday, you don't want to be up in Imdarfa at that point in time because of the wind. So depending on the weather also, obviously when the weather starts to get warmer and that we'll be there longer. I mean, depending again on the members there, the visitors and the other visitors. Charles QSL.
Roger. Is that okay, Ian?
Yeah, 9 until 1 Sugar Fox, 9 until 1 Fox Bravo Sierra G0BIA. Yeah, that's fine. There is an amateur in the island, somewhere in Floriana, who I speak to regular. I'm still trying to get him back on the air, so perhaps if I tell him the times in the club, you might be surprised, HI. It ain't for the one to try it. Anyway, you've done a good job tonight, Charles, with the net, despite your brother being absent. It's been nice to hear everybody on, especially, I can't remember who it was, had gone up to the Upper Baraka, and my wife was listening in. And my wife was also asking me if it was the Bill we knew. I said, yes, it was Margaret. So passing the best wishes on to you, Bill, to Margaret from Georgina. Nice to hear everybody on. So with that, I'm going to wish everybody 73s, and in my own way, a Layla Tayyab, gentlemen. Sahah, G0BIA. Just listening briefly and going to our tea.
Yeah, okay. You have some problems with the microphone. I don't know what it is, but there's a slight noise in the background there. Maybe you could take a look at that. Thank you very much for being here. I'll just take another pause for anybody else who would like to make a comment. 9H-1FBS with the 9H-Ham GlobalNet.
Yeah, G3TZM, if I may, Charles, over.
Go ahead, Mike.
G3TZM, okay, Ian, good evening to you and to Georgina. Yeah, Margaret's doing okay. She had a knee replacement, second one, 4 weeks ago today, and that's 2 hips, 2 knees, and now a bunion as well. So every time she goes to Birmingham Airport, it blows a fuse. 73s all, and thank you very much. Grazie Hafna Charles, Narak Tatar from G3TZM.
Roger. Yeah, well, it'll light I think it'll light like a blooming Christmas tree. Yeah, I once was passing through an airport with a gentleman who had, these things, and before going into the bleeping area, he presented his certificate. So they said, you can go straight through. we can detect it, but we know what it is. Okay. Anyone else with a comment? 9H-1FBS is standing by.
Bill, G0BIA, passing that on to Georgina. 73s, everybody. G0BIA, off and clear.
Okie dokie. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get myself a cup of chocolate. It does feel a bit cool today, and they told me not to drink chocolate, but unfortunately, chocolate is one of my favorite things in this life. You know, the thing they used to say, these are a few of my favorite things, when one of my favorite things is chocolate in any form. Ice cream, all that stuff, As long as it contains chocolate, it's okay by me. I would like to thank everybody for taking part in the net. I would like to thank everybody who helped to make this possible. We will meet, God willing, the first week of April, I believe. Let's see, it's going to be something like the 6th, I think, of April. But, of course, you will be duly notified by email. No problem. 73s, have a good night. Good afternoon to the gentlemen in the States. And, of course, good evening also to the UK listeners and participants. Of course, not not forgetting the people who are on Jitsi. I would like to say hello to them as well, and thank you very much for coming and taking part as well. We would like to see more people join us on either Echolink or DMR, or of course 9H1 UHF via your UHF radio transceivers. 9H1 FBS is now closing down the 9H-Ham GlobalNet, saying 73 to everybody, and yes, of course, I do concur with what Diana was saying earlier on. Spare a thought for the people who are suffering in the world, but also for those who are suffering here in Europe. This is 9H1 FBS closing down and returning all repeaters to normal amateur use.
Lilek Tayeb, G3TZM. Ciao.
Bill, we must make a sked, have a good chat. Of course, not on the net. So, yeah, best regards to everybody and to your dear wife as well. Maybe one day we'll meet on the island. And as they were saying, numbers have gone above 300 again. So we hope that we'll get rid of this virus once and for all. But it seems to take its time to go.
Okay, Charles from G3TZM. Sure, Camille Manarakush. Yeah, all right, we'll do that sometime. Drop me a mail. We'll try and arrange something, but we've been pretty busy with exercising, walking around the block and everything else. Anyway, leave you to it, and cheerio to everybody. G3TZM cleared, standing by, and if not called, is clear.
Good night, good night. My name is Andrew. You speak English. My friend.
Yeah, can you give us your call sign, Andrew? La tua sigla.
Ok, qua dall'Andrea, Italia Uniform 2, Delta Yankee Italia, da Stratella, provincia di Pavia, buonasera.
Sì, buonasera. C'era un net mondiale, ma da 9H1, allora 9H-Ham GlobalNet. Tanti auguri a te e alla tua famiglia, Andrea. Sono Carmelo, Charles in inglese. La mia città è Slima, come Santiago, Livorno, Italia, Europa, Milano, Ancona. Slima è la mia città. Tanti auguri a te e alla tua famiglia. Grazie molto di avermi chiamato. 9H1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra.
Carmelo, salutoni, ma no, vengo io ogni tanto qui che c'è qualche amico da Malta che fa 4 chiacchiere, tutto lì, vengo anch'io, poi mi arrangio qualche parolina in inglese e sempre le solite parole dico, bene o male, mi arrangio un pochettino, tutto qua. Poi un po' di spagnolo e qualche parolina francese, tutto lì, no, sono al lavoro, ancora mezz'ora poi torno a casa, ancora mezz'ora. Piacere di averti sentito Carmelo, mi sto facendo mettere le bandierine nel mio QRZ, ripeto ancora il mio indicativo, Italia Uniform 2 Delta Yankee Italia, mettimi una bandierina nel mio QRZ, sono 3-4 mesi che sto facendo mettere le bandierine e vado avanti così, tutto qua. Attualmente sto andando con il cellulare, con l'applicazione, ma a casa mi difendo molto bene, 20 metri, 40 metri, 80 metri, digitale, C4FM, DMR, satellitare, bene o male in vari posti mi difendo molto molto bene, Carmelo.
Ok Andrea, 100%. Sono un po' secco in questo momento, allora trovo probabilmente oggi è un caffè o una cioccolata. 73 a te, alla tua famiglia, ok, il QSL trasmette dal tuo lavoro, ti auguro un buonanotte, ti ringrazio anche per questa QSO. Italia Uniform 2 Domodossola Yankee Italia, qui 9H1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra.
Grazie Carmelo, salutoni, ti ringrazio, 73 cordialità. Vai avanti con tue questioni sotto, ho visto che ci sono degli agenti americani sotto che parlano molto bene l'inglese, dai. Ti saluto e cordialità anche a loro. Thank you very much, bye bye, alle prossime trasmissioni. Ciao, un abbraccio, thank you Carmelo, thank you anche gli altri amici sotto, my friend. Ciao ciao. Thank you a tutti. Bye bye.
Un abbraccio da Malta, carissimo mio. Tanti auguri, buonanotte, buonasera, anche per carica batteria. Io sono insomma, in questo momento semplicemente un drink, come una qualcosa calda, come caffè, eccetera, eccetera. Ciao, grazie. Scusami per il mio italiano, 9H1 Foxtrot Bravo Sierra, X per qualche minuto.
Ciao salutoni, ti ringrazio, ciao Carmelo, saluto tutti gli amici lì in questione, ciao, buona giornata, ciao.
Grazie molto.